So we analysed millions of credit scores for people all across London, and we looked at them versus postcodes, and we worked out where you lived, what the average was for each of the boroughs of London.
And this idea that if you live in Kingston upon Thames, you're doing well, and if you live in Newham, you're struggling, how true a reflection is that of individuals in the capital?
I think the way to think about it is that if you're living in an area with an average credit score that's higher, generally you will be lower credit risk. So that means that somebody who's lending you money is more likely to lend you that money. And so that's the way to think about it. It's not necessarily linked to how financially affluent people are. So for example, residents in Kensington and Chelsea have the highest income on average, 131,000, and yet they have about average credit score. So it isn't necessarily linked to your finances.
So this does effectively mean that if you have been really good with your finances your whole life, but you happen to live in the borough of Newham, you could struggle to get a mortgage just because of your postcode.
Well, what borrowers will do is they'll look at where you live and they'll have a look at the averages within that. But if you have a really solid credit history, so you have been a really great borrower, you've never defaulted, you've never been late on payments, you'll still get that mortgage.
We're currently seeing images of an interactive map which you've launched. Tell us how Londoners can utilise this service.
So you can go to ClearScore.com and you can have a look at our blog, and we've got the map there, and you can click on all the different boroughs and have a look where you rank versus your neighbours.
How damaging is a bad credit score in the long run?
It can be quite damaging. So one of the things that we say is that it's really important to get access to the information. Through ClearScore, you can get that for free. You can have a look at the information that's on there, see whether there are any mistakes, and make sure that that is representing your history. And if your history has been good, it should show that. And if your history hasn't been good, then it should show that as well. But there's ways that you can build that back up so that you get a good credit rating again.